Ciao a tutti, hi everybody from Marco Fanton. Welcome to my studio, welcome to Phantom. Yeah. Tonight in English. Cross the fingers because my English is not so good, but I know you are really nice people, so you can support me. You can support with my bad English. Okay. Thank you very much. How many people? Oh, yes, very interesting. So let's start to say ciao to some people. Roberto, Nickmst. Ciao Marco, sei un grande. Thank you very much. Sorry, good evening. Thank you very much. Giulio. Too much Italian people. I hope there are also not Italian. Marcus Voss. Oh, finally, there are some non-Italian people. Eccolo, Super Marco. Andrea dalla fine 59 Statello from New York City. Sound great. Thank you very much from New York City. Thank you very much. Paul, welcome. Cazzarola. Andrea, ciao. Marcus. Leonardo, grande Marco, I love you. Monica, ciao Monica. How are you? Leo Mobak. Hello Marco from Netherlands. Thank you very much. Okay, let's start immediately for the FM3 Fractal FM3 introduction. Welcome to the new owners of Fractal FM3. I know that in this week many of you receive finally this really amazing unit. Here it is. Here it is, our really nice FM3. So this session is to introduce you to the world of Fractal. Maybe some of you already knows Fractal, but I think it's nice to recover some information, some hints, some links, some new information, and so on. So it's a new information for you, and I'm really happy to answer to your question. You can put the question in the chat. I can see everywhere you are, because I am in a multi-streaming on Facebook, on YouTube channels, and so on. Just today I got FM3. Thank you very much, Roberto. Welcome to FM3 world. Very nice. Very good. Marco, I am from Sardinia. Gianni, welcome Gianni. Okay. Robert from Las Vegas. Yeah, fantastic, amazing. Yeah. So let's start. First of all, thank you very much to my family, because I feel part of this family, G60C family. And thank you very much from the G60 family for this opportunity to be here and to represent the G66 and introduce you to the Fractal world. My amazing wife gave the FM3 to me for my birth. Wow, Marcus, this is really, your wife is great. Got it in October. Wow, you are a lucky man. Fantastic. So let's start. First of all, I want to share with you some very important links to find all information you need. The main important link is the G66 website, where you can get a lot of information, a lot of software, and also a lot of my presets, my freeware presets, and this is really important to understand how to work with the FM3 unit. So let's start to share the website. Here it is. Okay, I hope you can hear me and see me in a good way. Okay, Christopher, Charles, George, ciao Marco, ciao Christopher. Thank you very much. So this is the website. I can g66.eu. Let's go to discover what you can get in this amazing website. So you can scroll down, of course, and first of all, you can find the link of this presentation, okay? The link of the custom preset freeware that I offer let's say every week, more or less every week, every 2 weeks, depends. And this is very important because these presets are, let's say, a modification of the factory preset you find in the unit. The modification is made to make a total functional preset for live usage. So you can have the clean sound, the crunch for the rhythm, and the lead sound. So later on we will go in deep to show you how I program that preset, and so to transfer you the knowledge how to handle this unit, because you have really many way to program and to use the FM3 for your live, for your rehearsal, and for your studio recording, and so on and so on. So, okay, every preset has the video to demonstrate the sound. There are also the Leon Todd Tuesday tone tips. It's very important. It's very amazing tutorial. Leon is a very nice and good guy that know. So there is some new. This is very good news for me because finally Red Sound become a partner of G66, and G66 will distribute the Red Sound full range speaker in Europe. It is important for me because I know Red Sound since a long time, and I design this cabinet in collaboration with Red Sound. So next time I will show you these cabinets in details, and I'm very happy of this product. Okay. There is some information about the firmware, the new firmware. Now there is a new one, there is a last, but okay, I will show you later on. What is the really important part is the product. So let's switch in English. Sorry. Hello, Marco from Paris with love. Bucur Gabriel, thank you very much. Okay. Let me. Okay, so I switch in English. Let's go to the FM3 section. So, first of all, you have the overview. The overview of the FM3 with some videos, of course, some blogs and so on. But what is really important to know is okay, the videos from me, from Leon Todd, from other user, but the download section is very important. In the download section you can find the firmware, the last firmware available for the unit, because you know Fractal FM3 works hardly to improve the quality and the amount of effects, the quality of the simulation, the cabinets, and so on. So periodically there is a new firmware that you can download for free. And this is really nice. It's for free, and your unit will improve by the time. This is very important, and this is one of the most advantage of the digital modeler unit. So because you have you buy a system, and by the time this system improve the quality, improve the features, and so on. So firmware and preset. You have a possibility to have the factory preset. So don't be scared to modify the factory preset, because in any case you can recover the factory preset by this downloading. You download all the factory preset bank, and you can upload to your unit. This is the most important section. Okay, it is the manuals. FM3 owner manuals, and you can find also in a different language. In English, I know in Italian also, in French maybe, I don't know. There are, but depends of the language that you select, you can find the translation of most of the manuals. So you have the owner's manuals, that is a general manual of the unit, but there is also the audio blocks unit that explain blocks by blocks the characteristics of that blocks. The foot switch function guide. This is really important because the FM3 has a very huge possibility to program the foot switch. Even if there are only 3 foot switch, you can expand, of course, with the external pedal board like FC6 and FC12, but you have really there is a really flexible possibility to program any foot switch to make a lot of functions, and this is really important to know how to program it, because it's not only press a button and that's it. You can do many things. Okay. There is also the Fractal-Bot manual. So we will see Fractal-Bot very soon, because Fractal-Bot is a very important tool, is a software, is a small software, but it's really important. There is the drivers. You need drivers for Windows if you wanted to use the FM3 like audio interface. If you have a Mac, you don't need, because it's a Mac compliance. And there is a Fractal-Bot for Mac OS and for Windows. This software is really important because it lets you to make the backup. Backup is really important. Let you make the upgrade of the firmware, and also there is a possibility to upload and import and export the preset. But honestly, I suggest you to use the editor to upload the preset, especially my preset, because sometimes you know, the preset are compatible between FM3 and AXFX3. Sometimes I make the preset with AXFX3, and if you try to upload that preset with Fractal-Bot, you receive an error message. For this reason, I suggest you to use the FM3 edit import functionality. I will show you later on. Okay, so then you can also download the most important software. It is the FM3 Editor, where you can do everything for Windows and also for Mac. Of course, you can download my custom preset. There are several presets, and I suggest you to download because they are free. There is also a bass preset. This is very useful if you want to use your bass and you want to make your backing tracks and so on. And I prepare a preset that has maybe 6 different kind of bass amp for your bass. And you can find any preset with a related video. And there are also the tutorials. So you have a lot of information where you can get and you can teach yourself to use the Fractal FM3. And if this is not enough, you can ask to me. You can participate to my section and so on. Okay. Okay, so another important website that I wanted to show you is the Fractal Audio Forum. This is really important website. Okay, and this forum is dedicated to the Fractal, is owned by Fractal, and you can find the last information of your unit, especially the new firmware. For example, here you can find the last firmware for the AXFX3, for example. It is in a beta version, it's a public beta version, and if you want to check, you can do this. You can make questions. There is also Cliff Richard click that answer directly, as you can see here. Okay. There is also okay. There is some sections. FM3 sections, for example. FM3 reviews. You can find any. Also, I share the information here from my free preset, some videos, also some other preset. You can also find the information about the FC controller and so on. Let me check if there are some questions. Actually, I really like your custom preset of the week. Use some as starting point already. Thank you very much, Marcus. Okay. So let's go to another important website. Please note, this is really important, is the Wiki Fractal website. Let me share. Okay. Here it is. Okay. This is one of the most important website. The link is, I can show you here. Please note it, because this is really important. You can find any information for any kind of Fractal product, also the oldest product. And you can find very important information. For example, the amp block, the display, it's very huge. It is a Wikipedia of Fractal, of course. It's very huge. You can find a lot of information. What I like to suggest to you is this part, the EX guide from the Fractal audio models and Fractal audio drive models that are very interesting, where you can find the historic information of the amp. This is really nice, and not only for the digital model, but also for the amp, because it's a really huge amount of information of any kind of amp, Marshall, Fender, and so on and so on. I suggest you to buy the time, but to check any link you find in this website. Okay? If you want, you can also subscribe to the G66 Facebook official page here. No, sorry. I make a wrong page. Facebook, here it is. Okay. You can also subscribe to the web pages to receive all the information. There are also my factory preset. There is also the link of the video, and so on and so on. Photos, you can also put the photo. Okay, and of course, you can find also the G66 YouTube channel. Well, let me check if there are some questions regarding this. Okay. Oh, there are many people. Pablo from Paris. Ciao Pablo. Rolf, Eric Ser from Las Vegas. Marco from Sardinia. Okay. Today I got the FM3 thing. Okay, that's great. For later, I'm at work right now in USA. I got my FM3 yesterday, Nitron. Yeah, very nice. very nice. Here it is. Okay. Marcos from my amazing. Okay, sorry if I repeat. When are you going to send more units to Brazil? I don't know. you have to ask to, but Brazil is not from G66. I'm here for G66, who is the European official distributor for Fractal unit. In Brazil, you have to ask directly to the Fractal Audio. Okay. Christopher, Andrea Dalfina, it's nice to do live English broadcast sometimes. Yes, very fine, even if my English is not so good, but maybe you can understand. So let's, I hope you you are so nice to listen me. Also, thank you for the G66 t-shirt. Okay, Alan, ciao Alan, thank you Marco Fantona, looking at FM3. Yeah, Alan, I'm with you. Yeah, sooner or later. Luca from Canada. Yeah, thank you very much. Giacomo Palmieri, Jack Palmieri, ciao Giacomo, this is young guy. I would like to know to load the preset with Fractal-Bot in an easy way. Now I will show you how it's possible to load with the Fractal-Bot, but as I told you, I suggest to use the editor. Is much more easy, and also there is not problem of compatibility if the preset is made with the Fractal FX3 or Fractal FM3. Bukur, don't forget about one session about the MIDI control from a computer. Okay, I will do this, Bukur. Okay. Okay, Marcus, foot switch concept is really great. Yeah, absolutely, yes, I agree, Marcus. It's you have to understand well. So later on I will show you some hints about this possibility, but they are very useful and very powerful. Okay, Bukur, can you say something about Fractal app who make a conversion of preset? Fractal is not the official tool from Fractal, so it's a long time that I don't use Fractal, Bukur, so I have to check, but usually I prefer to recover, because in any case, if you import a preset from the other unit, there are very big, there are so much improvement that you have to, in any case, you have to modify the preset. So it's better to create again a new preset. Okay, you can copy the old one. Usually I don't use the Fractal. Maybe I can think to make a tutorial, but I don't like so much. Tauronval, finally got my FM3. What is the difference between XLR and normal jack? I can hear any difference connecting the guitar. Which one is better for guitar? The connection of the XLR, of the output, let's say, XLR or jack or TSR jack are practically the same. It is the signal is different. XLR is much more robust and noiseless if you connect the FM3 to the FOH or to the mixer or to the other, because it's a balanced signal, so it's much more robust. With jack, maybe you can have some noise from the ground loop. So in any case, it's better to use XLR. The quality of the sound is absolutely the same, doesn't change nothing. Okay, it is a matter of noise. Jim Land, your English great, much appreciated. Thank you very much. I will share your comments because I'm really happy for this comment. Thank you very much. Can older AXFX custom preset load on FM3? Okay, you can, as I mentioned before, you can use the Fractal utility. It is not the official Fractal utility. Sometimes works, sometimes not. You can get the preset from the older unit to the FM3, from the new unit. But sometimes there are some problems in the conversion, even because the architecture of the new FM3 is really different. So I suggest you, to keep in mind how the preset is done, and to teach yourself. This is, for me, is better to teach yourself to make the preset, and so you have to get the most powerful of the FM3 unit, because sometimes there are so many new features in the FM3, the new FM3 and XFX3, that is sometimes makes no sense to reproduce the older preset. Or, of course, it's useful to get it in the editor and to make some modification. But try to use my preset and learn how to use it. Can you help me with my homework? This is nice. Hello Marco, your son from Brighton. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ermanno Bonifazzi. Yeah, ciao Ermanno. Ciao Ermanno. So let's start to see the unit, starting from the editor. I share you the FM3 editor. Sorry. Let's start from the Fractal-Bot. Fractal-Bot, it is a very important software. I show you here, just a moment. Okay, and this is the Fractal-Bot. The Fractal-Bot is a very small utility but powerful utility. You can upload the preset, you can download the preset, but most important, you can make the backup of unit. The backup is the most important things that you have to do when you start with the FM3. To make the backup, you have two modes, the send mode and receive mode. Receive mode, you select the device. If you flag this check, you can have all device or hide the legacy device. So because we have FM3, I suggest you to hide all the legacy devices. So you select the FM3. Okay, you have the green check that say you that you are connected with the firmware 2. Okay, if you receive the last unit, you have already installed the firmware 2. Okay. And you can select where you want to save the file. This is important. So you have your folder where you want to select, you want to download the preset, the cabinet, and so on. When you press, you can read the message. Fractal-Bot is ready to receive the files. Click begin to continue. If you click the begin, you have some option where you check to make the backup. So you can select the preset bank from 0 to 127, from 128 to, you have different banks, so you can select what you want to import. For example, if you want only to import your user bank, you can select only this, user cap bank, not the preset. Okay. And also is really important the system and the FC. So you save the system configuration and the FC controller configuration. This is really important. You can backup the individual preset. You can backup the current preset from edit buffer, or you can backup the cabinets. Remember, you have in the unit you have 2048 2048 cabinets, factory cabinets, and also you have a bank of 1024 cabinets, and you can backup here. So if you select all and you give the OK, the Fractal-Bot will start to make you make the backup. Let's make the backup only, for example, the preset bank 348 511. This is the free cabinet, the free preset. Usually it is the free memory where you can save your preset. Remember that you can use any memory, any preset, and if you wanted to recover the original preset, as I mentioned before, you can upload the factory preset when you want, or you make a complete backup and you can recover bank by bank. Okay. So, for example, I select the preset bank D. I click on OK, and as you can see, it started to save the data. I absolutely suggest you to make a complete backup. Now it's finished. I suggest you to make the complete backup anytime you make the firmware update, and periodically, especially when you mix a lot of modification on your preset, because the unit is not how can I say, it's not unbreakable. Let's say could happen anything. So please don't forget to make the backup periodically. This is the most important hints that I wanted to give you. Okay, with the send mode, for example, you can update the firmware. Okay, usually if there is a new firmware and you are connected to the network, a new firmware appear here with a message. You can automatically download. Okay, then you make you can select the begin, and automatically the new firmware will upload to the unit. It's quite easy. Of course, you have to keep the unit switched on. Don't switch off the unit, especially when there is the red screen on the FM3 unit. So the upgrading is really fast and really easy. I made a tutorial for this. Okay, I don't do this now, but you can find a tutorial regarding this. Okay, you can also upload, as I told you, upload the preset, but I suggest you to use a different way. Stefano Fiore, Marco, my first live experience. Yeah, thank you very much. I found, Francesco Lara, I found the Fractal-Bot directly in FM3 Editor. Is the same. You should find, let me check. Yes, it is the same, absolutely the same. Yes, you can download as a single unit. I show you. Okay, the FM3 Editor here. Okay. Here it is, our editor. Okay. Sorry. This is the editor. You can find also the Fractal-Bot here. Maybe you don't see the okay. You don't see the menu. This is a problem because you cannot see the so. I don't expect this problem. You cannot see the menu that appears when I go over. Maybe I can switch. Let me. Okay, I go. I make a different things. Sorry. Otherwise, I show you. I share the complete screen. Okay. Okay. So. Okay. So you can see when you are over this tool. So you can see also your chat. You are over this tool, you can see there is the menu that appears here. Okay, Sorry for the delay. I'm not sure if you are talking about the beta firmware in case we're here. So, Stefano, I will speak about the beta firmware. So, let me check if you can see the, yes, you can see the menu. So, on the tools menu, you can make also you can have the Fractal-Bot, sorry. So, the first thing that I suggest to you is to start to select the factory preset. So click here on the preset and start for the first one. Okay. What is important to understand is the preset is not only a preset. There is also there are the preset and also the scenes. Any presets has 8 scenes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and scenes is let's say a different configuration of the same preset. It's not a different preset. You are always in the same preset. You have scene number 1, and the name is crunch. You have scene number 2, the name is cranked. The scene number 3, there is much more noise, is drive, because the volume is switched on, and so on. You have 8 scenes. 8 scenes. You can imagine your real configuration. You have an amp, okay, with different pedals, stone pedals, drives, chorus, flanger, and so on. And you have a possibility to switch on any pedals for different scenes. Okay, for example, this scene has the drive off. This scene has the drive on. Also, the delays is on. Not only for any block, you have 4 channels. So that means the amp, okay, can have 4 different amps from the database of Fractal. This is a very, very important feature of the Fractal unit. Hello Marco, can you show the difference in switching speed between scenes and channel and preset? Yes. The main advantage to use the scenes is that the preset is already in the memory. So if you switch between scenes, it's very fast. If you change the preset has to upload in the memory, and you have, let's say, a small audio interaction between this. So the main suggestion is to do what you do in the real world. What do you have the amp, okay, and you have different pedals. You cannot change the amp physically with a Fender, with a Marshall. Okay, you don't do this. You have the same amp, and you switch on and off the stone box, the effects, the flanger, delay, and so on and so on. So you have to think absolutely in the same way. You change the preset if you need if you need different sound, but usually not in the middle of the song. You change the preset by the songs. You have a preset for acoustic guitar, for electric guitar, for a Les Paul guitar, for a Fender guitar, if you make a high gain sound, a clean sound, and so on. But usually in the same preset you can do very, very a huge amount of sounds without change the preset. I can show you what you can do with the synths. I'm showing to you my favorite preset. This is a creative preset from my band, only to give you an idea how many synths, 8 synths you have, and how many sounds you can have. Let me take my guitar. Marco, you are in late. Very bad, Marco. Don't worry. Okay. Let's start. Switch off the microphone. Sorry. For example, I started with a clean drive. Clean drive has an amp, a cabinet. The amp has the Shiver Clean, is my favorite clean amp. A reverb. nothing else, compressor, and you have this sound. Okay, so I have another scene, like for example, this one is a clean plus plus, where it is the same sound, the same channel amp, same cabinets. There is also the compressor that is typically used with the clean sound, but I switch on chorus, delay, and plex delay. So let's go to hear this sound. As you can see, any scenes means that I switch on and off the effects, chorus delay effect and so on, and also change the channel of the amp. Okay, you see, I go from channel D, for example, for the clean sound. If I select scene number 2, I select the Euromodern amp, for example, is channel D. And I also selected a different other 4 channel. It's like I have an amp with 4 different channels, but it's not the same amp. I can upload, for example, in channel B, I can select the double verb normal. If I click here on the type, I can select up to 282 different amp. So I have in any single preset, the amp block, and any block can assume 4 different status. That means 4 different amp, 4 different drive, 4 different delay, 4 different chorus. So even if the structure of the preset seems simple, it's not so simple now, but you can combine so many different amp effects, blocks, and so on. So this is the most powerful features of the Fractal FM3. Let's come back to the factory preset. Start from the the 51 bass guy is the famous 51 bass guy. This is a really nice preset. The sound is amazing, and you can see here that you have the amp block with different channel. Any scenes use the same amp but with different knob configuration. This is the scene number 1, the scene number 2. Okay, you can see the different position of the knobs. It is the same amp. It is the same amp, but with different. It's like you go to the amp and tweak your knobs. This is amazing. But of course, you can select also different amp. For example, a Marshall GCM 800 or Bogner Ecstasy, as you want, as you prefer. So let's go to listen this preset. Okay, switch off the microphone. Okay, the sound is amazing. And also, I suggest you to try to switch on and off the effects you can find in the factory preset. As you can see, there is a chorus, there is a flange, there is delay. If you want delay, click on the delay block and press the bar space on your PC. Okay, and you have the delay. Or the rotary. When to change the preset, okay, you can simply select here on the preset, or use the this button to increase the number of the preset. Go to the 1 to 3, and I can show you what is the difference to select the preset. You can hear, of course, let's say an audio lag when the preset is changing. Okay, this is the reason that I suggest you to use the scenes instead of the preset. This is really important. Okay, of course, you can change the preset as when you want, but change the preset only when you change the song. Usually, for example, I use only a single preset for all the gigs, and I change the preset only if I have to use an acoustic guitar, because I have different preset for, of course, the guitar. Acoustic guitar has a different configuration, of course. But usually I use the same preset, and I use the scenes to have the clean plus chorus and delay, or the crunch plus chorus and delay, the lead, and so on and so on and so on. It's much more easy, and also you can't hear the little hole between the preset changing. You have no holes, audio holes on audio lag on the scenes changing. How do Marcus Voss? How do the authentic and ideal tab relate to each other? The amp settings in ideal. How can in either I can set things in cannot in authentic. Okay. So in the amp block, usually depends of the amp you select. For example, this is the 65 bass guy normal. I suggest you to go to the EX guide that I show you before in the Wiki Fractal to see what, because it's not possible to use the same original names. You cannot use, for example, Fender or Marshall for the copyright reason. So in Fractal and typical in the modeling, you have the names that remember the name of the original amp. In this case, it's the Bassman from 65. In the authentic tab, you find exactly the knobs and the controls that you have in the original amp. Okay, you have the bright switch, the bass and treble, the input trim is let's say the sensitivity of the input. Okay, in the ideal is this is the different from the legacy unit like Fractal FX3 or AX8. You have many knobs. Not all knobs are in the original amp. This is the difference with authentic. If you want to stay in the authentic amp, I suggest you to use the authentic table. In ideal, you can change anything. You can do this absolutely. For example, you can use the boost. The boost is not in this amp, but you can use it. Of course, you are free to use and to make any modification you want. Not only, but you if you select the other tables, you can also tweak a lot of incredible parameters, like you are, let's say, like you are the electronic engineer that go to inside the circuit board to modify, for example, the preamp tube and change it from the 12AX78 to the different preamp valve, or you can select a different power amp valve, or you can select a different power supply, and so on. If you are able to tweak this control, you can do this. Usually makes no sense. If you are not satisfied with the sound you have, don't touch this table. Touch this table only if you know what you are doing. Otherwise, change the amp, change the configuration. Okay. Marco Cereda updating to 2.0 right now. Perfect. Hi Marco, you can talk about send a return block. Yes, I can send the return blocks. Let's you to, for example, to wrap the line, okay, to the second line, or to go to the external effect. I can show you later on. First of all, before I wanted to show you some factory preset. But if you go to my YouTube channel, you can find a different tutorial, and also there is a playlist where you can select a different tutorial for upload the firmware to create a good sound, to make a preset, and so on and so on. So this unit is so huge that I need 1 month to show you all features are in the FM3, of course. But the main important thing is try to select the factory preset, because the factory preset they are very powerful and help you to understand and to find your sound. For example, if you wanted to scroll down easily and fast the preset, when you are in this menu, for example, select the preset here, and you have this menu. If you select a new preset, the windows close. If you want to switch to take open, you can press this pin, and so you can select different preset, and the windows remain in the front. So you can do this simply with the up and down arrow. You can scroll any preset, and you can hear the preset you want. Very easy. But of course, you can upload only the first scene of this preset. Remember that there are several scenes within this preset. For example, on the Plexi 100 watt, for example, close this one, you have the scene high, that means the high channel of the Plexi 100 watt. The scene 2 is the jump channel. The scene 3 is the 9070s, a different model. So don't lose this opportunity. You can scroll down the preset, but within the preset you have different scenes, and don't forget to check the scenes because they are very important. So it is a long job, of course, but this is really important to find the proper sound, your favorite sound, of course. So let's have a look quickly on some preset. So let's take the pin out. Okay, for example, the brown face. Okay, for example, I found the Plexi 50 watts is amazing sound. So close the windows and let's go to work with this Plexi sound, as it is amazing. So let me switch. Okay, let me switch on the editor now. So it's much more comfortable to use in this way. Okay. Okay. Let me check your question, Marco. If you put a delay or other effect between the amp and the cabinet, it's like using effect loop or an ampli. Dear Tauron, I answer to these questions a lot. I will show you, and I will show you a very good surprise about the fact to use the effect like delay or reverb after the cabinet or in between the cabinet and the amp. Usually use in the real world, typically you put the delay effect, reverb effect between in the send return, and you assume that the send return is what is connected between the amp and the cabinet. But you are not in the real world. You can do what you do in the studio. Typically on the studio, you have to assume that this output, okay, the O, okay, click to show the connection, okay, this O is, I can enlarge the windows, this O, it is like the output of your microphone. What do you do in studio? Typically you don't use the reverb or delay in the send return. You pick the sound from the microphone, you go to the mixer, and you put the delay and a reverb in a stereo mode. Usually you do this, and you can do this the same here. I can show easily to show the different effect. Come back to my preset, because it's quite easy to understand what is the different. Okay. Let's check. What's happened if I put the cabinet after the delay and this let's say ambient effects? This is the first sound. So the difference is huge. I don't want to go in deep to this argument because I already spoke in a different other tutorial, but it is really important to create the same situation in the studio and use the stereo effects in the high definition like you do in the studio. So this is the cabinet, and here you have the output of the microphone, not the cabinet, the output of the microphone. And usually in studio you go to the mixer and you put the reverb, delay, and so on and so on. More open sound, absolutely yes. Okay, so I invite you to scroll any kind of presets. For example, let's come back to the Plexi 50 watts. Okay. Nice. So I wanted to start from this preset, and I like to work. What is the flow I suggest to you? Is first of all to copy this preset to the different memory. So preset, save preset, okay. Sorry, save to a new preset number. Okay, I select an empty memory. For example, this one, the 460, and I save. Confirm. So now I'm working to the 460 preset. So I can do anything I want without modify the original one. This is a method that I suggest you to save and to make a comparison with your work, your job, and the original preset. Okay, so I would like to start from this preset. This is the scene is named by the name of the Plexi, the model 6550. I want, for example, to make a clean channel on the scene number 2. Let's just select scene number 2. It is the I channel, for example, the Plexi. So I don't want this. I would like to use only the A channel of this amp, so the Plexi 6550. Let me check if there is a channel with a clean amp. There is no one. Okay, I can select here, for example, a typical clean amp. For example, the double verb normal, it is a Fender, a typical Fender twin. Double verb normal is a Fender twin. Let's check what is the sound. So it's nice, and you can save your scene. Press save. You can see the yellow LED. Let's say it means that you have edited the preset and you have to save. So if you go away from this preset, you lose the modification. So please, if you see the yellow LED, that means that the preset is not yet saved. So if I select scene number 1, I have this sound. That's nice. Okay. Marco, could you recommend how to set the input gate since notice? Okay. The input gate is here. You can tweak the threshold. You can use the ratio at 2 typically, and you can raise the threshold up to you don't hear any rumor, any noise. For example, you can hear the noise. Raise up the threshold, typically 260. Okay. It's quite nice. Otherwise, if you switch off. Okay. So, save. Now I wanted to make a new scene. I wanted to make a new scene with the same configuration, but with the chorus and delay, for example. So I can go to the scene number 3, select the B channel where I save the double normal. You see, the cabinet staying the same. I can switch on the chorus, press bar, and delay. Let's check. So, press save to save this scene. Now I have a scene number 3 and scene number, so I can rename a clean plus, for example. Okay, and this is save, and this is scene only clean. Save. So now I create 3 different scenes. Okay, if I wanted to create a new scenes with, for example, with the drive, let's say I call lead scene. So, for example, I go to the scene number 4. I want to have the delay, and I also to switch off the drive. Okay, and I still want to use the Plexi 6550. Save, and I call this as a lead. Save. So I create 4 different scenes. It's absolutely the same that you make in the real world. So you switch on and off your stomp. The drive is, for example, is a typical TS808 stomp overdrive, delay, and so on. So let's go to here. What is very interesting that I wanted to, for example, for this scene, I wanted to increase the amount of delay or change the delay. I can select a different channel also for the delay, the channel B, where there is a, for example, stereo tape. I raise the mix, okay, and so let's go to listen. Very nice. When you save, there is an audio interruption. It's only that. Don't be scared. example, I want to have a very ambient sound, so I can also change the reverb. I go to the B channel and I can have the reach all, but I wanted to increase the mix, the time. Sorry guys. Sorry guys, I forgot to open so let's start again. Let's start again. The questions is a typical question that I receive is the typical question I receive is if possible to copy a synth to a different preset. No, it's not possible, or yes and no, but typically is no, because if you want to copy the synth, you have the same preset architecture. So if you have, for example, I can't copy this preset over or this synth on this synth, because as you can see, it's completely different. There is some different effects, but you can adapt the blocks to achieve the same sound. So the answer is no, but if you are good guys, you can do it. You have to learn how to do it. So you can, for example, to copy the same amp, the same cabinet, if you like, if you are able to do it, if you have the same architecture of the preset. Let me check the question. Sorry for the voice, but sometimes I forgot to switch on the microphone. Marco Munari, why some preset has a higher volume to clip? Su alcuni preset tipo Plex 100 che ha fatto sentire non presenta qualità. Okay, the questions regards the output volume. What is important? If you go to the out block, you have the view meter of the sound. This view meter are really important to check if your sound is in line with the correct volume. So I show you. Sorry. Okay. This is the output block. When I play, as you can see, the volume meter stay in between from the black space and the red one. How to tweak the volume? My suggestion is to use the level of the amp, this knob. Okay, with the level of the amp, you can adapt the volume of the different scenes, different preset, and so on and so on. So to check if the volume is normalized, please go to the out and check if the volume stay around this area. Sometimes can go to red area, but don't worry about this. The important thing is the volume doesn't exceed the minus 40 dB. If you hear some clipping, the problem is not in the problem could be your volume. I can show you here. Let me check just a moment. On the sorry, you have two knobs volume here. Okay. I suggest you to stay in the middle, not more. So you have if you stay in the middle with at the 50%, you have to able to decrease or increase. Don't put the volume the volume knob to the maximum usually. Stay on the middle, because the unit can clip also if the volume is at the maximum. So I suggest you to stay in the middle, 50%, and there is no problem. Okay, what is important now is and before to answer your question, is how to connect. Let's come back to the preset I create. How to connect. Where is it? I lost. So here it is. Okay. How can you connect the scenes with the foot switch? This is absolutely important. And to do this, you have to go to the FC controller. You have the layout of the FM3. This is the foot switch number 1, number 2, and number 3. You can see also the layout continue with the 12 switch. Yes, because you can. The layout means means this 12 foot switch. It is the layout of the bigger foot switch control, the bigger FC12 control. So you can also navigate between the views. This is the views number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Okay. Now I don't want to go in deep to the FC controller, but I will do a tutorial for this. I already done the tutorial in Italian. Maybe I will do also in English, but you can find a different tutorial about this. So how can you select the scenes? You have the foot switch number 1, 2, 3. You go to the foot switch. Let's assume that I reset it. Okay. Now the foot switch is blank, typically. Okay. You select the foot switch, then select the. Oh, sorry. I have to switch. I have to switch to the foot switch controller. Sorry. You have the foot switch here. You select the category. You have different category to do different action. To recall the bank, the preset, the scenes, the effect, utility, layout, and so on. So select the scenes. So, okay. and you can select the scene that you want. Scene number 1, you can select the scene number 2 here, and you can also copy and paste to have the same effect, but you have to change the scene effect. And now I select the scene number 1, 2, 3, clean, 6550, clean, and clean plus. So let's go to listen. So sorry again. Okay, sorry again. From the mic, I forget. I forgot to. I can use the headphone, so I don't need anymore to. Okay, I don't need anymore to switch off the microphone. Otherwise, every time I forgot to switch on and off. Let me check one thing. So a moment. Okay. So, okay. Leo Mablock. Marco, can you explain a second out block to use a tube, power amp, and guitar cabinet on stage? Okay, so you can add. So you wanted to use an amp like for example, I can go to the Plexi preset. So you want to use the second output. In that case, you have to put the output here, for example, output 2. And of course, you have to connect the output before the cabinet, because if you use the guitar amp, you have also the the cabinet inside. So you cannot put the cabinet into a second cabinet. You can cannot put because remember, the output here is the same that the output of the microphone, and of course never one bring the output of the microphone and go into the guitar amp. So what you can do is to make this connection. Of course, you lose the effects. In that case, you have to use this configuration. So the typical configuration with the send and return, because you want to use the reverb, and you want, for example, to bring the signal here. Okay, this is the only reason that it is necessary to put the ambient effects between the cabinet and the amp. Of course, you lose the stereo effects, but if you use the guitar amp, you have not the stereo effect. Okay, so in this case, the output one go to the return of the amp, not in the input, of course. Remember, because you have already the amp block here, so you have to switch off let's say to go to the power amp of your amp, not to the preamp. So connect the output 2 of the FM3 on the return input of your amp. So you skip, sorry, you skip the preamp section. Then you have the cabinet, and with the main output, the output 1, you go directly to the mixer. Marco, this one is on the best plus I ever noticed comparing my whole camper to this. Now leveling all live preset will be a piece of cake. Thank you, Marco. Yes, leveling with the output is pretty easy, because you can find immediately if not only, but I can show you a very useful features, because as I told you, I need some month to show you any feature. If you go to the layout here, in the layout on the board, you can go to the page to navigate with the page down, to the page up and forward and backward. Sorry, and you can find here also the zoom functionality. Very easy. You have the same layout you have in the I can zoom, okay, so you can see better. What is really nice, if you go to the meters, you have the VU meters for any blocks on your configuration. This is very nice, because if you have sometimes if you upload my preset, for example, because some people that buy the preset from me say I cannot hear nothing, but if you go to this menu, you can find very quick and easily where is the audio interruption. So I can show you. I zoom. You have the VU meter for any blocks, inputs and output VU meters for any blocks. And so you can understand very easy where the audio is interrupted. Zoom. Exit. So this is the layout knob. And if you want to modify your FM3 on stage, you have not the editor. It is pretty easy. What you can do? So press layout, navigate on the block that you want to modify, for example the amp, press edit, so you can select all the amp, press page, and you can have the input right, the same control that you have on the software, absolutely the same. You have up row and the lower row. You can, with the row knob, you change between the upper and lower. You have the preamp section, the power amp section, the same tab as you can find in the editor. Very easy. What is important at the end is the authentic one, is this one. If you wanted to change the delay, exit, go to the delay, edit. You have the type of delay, page forward, you have the time, the tempo, the same parameters of the software. Very, very easy. It's not nothing strange. Okay. There is a question from Cliver Key. If you put 4 amp in the channels, if you make 50 scenes and select one of the channels, can you use a fifth or any amp on this? If I understood correctly your question, you can, in any scenes, you can select any channel of your blocks, not only the on the amp, for any. Let's come back here. The scene recall not only the status of the block, but also the channel of the block. For example, scene number 2, select the channel B. The scene number 1, select the channel A. Okay. Of course, you can select one of the 4 channels. Of course, you can associate the scenes with the channel of any block. This is what you can do. Is automatic save when you set the pedal from FM3 Editor? No, you have anytime you can you want to save the scene, you have to select, switch on the block or the stomp and save the scene. This is the only way to save the scene and the status of the configuration. How do I adjust the overall volume of FM3 speaker? I show you with the VMeter. Ready? Show. Buonasera Marco Modena. You are muted right now. Sorry for I forgot again. It's not easy to manage all. As you can see, there are several things to handle. It's not easy. So I decided to use the headphones, so I have not the monitors on, and so I can play, and I can let the microphone always switched on. Look right, no voice, la chitarra sì, sorry, che bello, non toccai quella, okay, yes, it's a toccai guitar. So I read just only now that tonight is in English, sì, yes. I've made several tutorials in Italian, so I suggest you to go on my YouTube channel and select the tutorials, and you can find any tutorials, mainly in Italian. Hours on a level for any block, tanta roba. Marco Ceda, may I copy block from a preset to put in another? Yes, this is a good question, Franco. If I would like to copy this block to another block, I have the block library. Block library, you can save amplifier 1, for example. So I select this amp, this block in the block library. So I can change to another preset, and I go to channel D, for example, click on the library, and I can select the amplifier, and I recover the same block. I copy all the block, not the channel, remember, because I saved all the block. This is a very easy way to, as I told you, you cannot copy the scene, but you can copy block by block. It's quite, and I suggest you to make your library. For example, if I wanted to use this delay, is a dual delay as a library, I can save delay Marco delay, for example, And so I can create my personal library. So, and I can recover and recall all the favorite blocks in your favorite preset. Mattia Borrell, how to reamping with external audio interface settings and configuration? Yes, the reamping mode is needs, let's say, a specific session. I cannot discuss about this. To make the reamping, you have to go in the manual and read about the USB connection, because you have to use the USB within the DAW, but it needs a long time to explain. I never do this because I usually don't use the reamping mode. But if you want to do this, you have to understand the USB connection, the input-output via USB. Okay. Do you have other questions? I would like to show other factory presets. For example, what is nice could be the Friedman preset. Friedman is very nice. Okay, let me show. There are typically on the factory preset, there are the Friedman B100 amp with a different model. This is the BV1, for example, because there are different kind of model of the same amp. C number one is the Friedman BV1, Friedman BC35, and so you can use it and check it. Very nice. It's amazing sound. So check the preset, and if you, as I told you, if you want to create a clean sound, you select your favorite one, and you can add, for example, the amp you want here. So the Lux Tweed here. Marco, it is possible to select more than one block at time for deleting some one shot or copy it all together into another preset? I don't think so. No, you have to select block by block, because when you select a block, automatically below appears the parameters you can modify. So let's remember that you can also, if you click on this button and you drag and drop the line, you can change the position on the row and also on the column. You have these possibilities. Okay. Another important thing is how to import the preset. Let's go to the empty. I share the screen because otherwise you cannot see what I do. Sorry. I share the screen completely. Okay. Now you can see all of my screen. If I wanted to import a new preset, I go to the empty slot here. Okay, select an empty slot, go to the preset, import preset. Okay, select where you want to input to take the preset. It is here and here. For example, MF3 open, and you easily import the new preset. Save, of course, don't forget to save, otherwise the preset doesn't remain in the memory. This is my MF3 preset, is available on the G66 website. It is based on the Mesa Boogie amp. This is the clean. This is the, for example, the Recto 1 Orange Modern. This is the Orange Normal. This is the red one. Okay. Franco G, I understand your favorite clean amp is Shiver Clean. Which cabinet for it? It depends on the cabinet. In this case, I use, for example, the cabinet, the Recto. It is a mix of the Rector NR-A and Rector 57A. Depends of the amp. Usually I keep the same cabinet even for the clean and the dirty and distorted sound, like I do in the real world, because you have the same you have different channel of your amp, but the cabinet is the same usually. If you have, otherwise you have to have a multi-switching system. It's not easy to use, but typically use the same cabinet for clean and distortion sound. Stefano Fiori, can you explain briefly the use of snapshot? Snapshot means this one. The snapshot is a photo of the status of this situation that you can recover in a different preset. For example, if I go to the empty slot and I load snapshot that I have already done in this MF3, I can recall immediately exactly the status of the preset I do. This is a very easy way. If I like the status of this preset, scene and so on, I can press the snapshot. It is a photo of exactly the status, and I can create a new preset. It is a convenient way. When you have a preset and you want to start to make a new modification, you can make a photo, a snapshot, recall a new preset, and recall the snapshot, or you can also clear the snapshot list or show the folder where the snapshots are saved. Okay. Can you show some metal high gain sample? What's your favorite amp for the metal stuff? I don't play metal, so, but for example, this MF3 is pretty nice. Hi Marco, how about settings external switches? What means external switching? You mean the external FC6 or FC12 controller? It is pretty the same if you have, for example, FC6. I have here, for example, I select here, I select, because I have three different editor. Now I can select the FM3 editor, so I can edit the layout of the foot switch on the FM3, or the FC1, where I have now my FC6 pedal board. I have to select the show as FC6, for example, and I can see my 6 switch, and I can program as I showed before. No, like mechanical switches. Mechanical switches means you have to go to the manual, and okay, you have to switch to go to the controllers, into the controllers, and when you go to the for example, if you connect, so in the manual you can find the way to connect the external switcher on the pedal 1 or pedal 2. You use the tip and sleeve connection. When you are connected, that switches, and you want, for example, to enable the boost. Okay, let me check an amp with boost. Okay, let's see. Go to the. I wanted to enable the boost. You have the modifier. I've made a lesson for the modifier. I suggest you to follow this that lessons. Any control has the yellow circle below. That means that you can click on the right button of the mouse, and you can assign this control to a different source. Okay, this is the source that you can assign the switches. So the external switch is made here, pedal 1 or pedal 2, quindi switch tip or ring. Now I have to have the switch to show you, but it's not so difficult. If you go to the manual, you can see the page where how to connect external foot switch. When you have to connect on the pedal 2, for example, you have two different status: pedal 2 tip and pedal 2 ring. So that means two foot switch. And if you want to assign the boost or any command you want to the external foot switch, you can select the pedal 2 or expansion soft switch tip. Okay, I hope it's clear, but if I have nothing on my hands, it's difficult to show you, but it's quite easy. Of course, you have to decide if you want to use the pedal 1 input or pedal 2 input, because I remember that the pedal 1 and 2 you can use with a volume pedal, or you can use external mechanical switches. If you want to the external mechanical switch, you need a TSR plug, and you have a possibility to have two different control for the tip and for the ring of the plug. Okay. For the block cab, 2 cab can be selected, cab 1 and cab 2. What physically means? Okay. That means, okay, you can select two different impulse response for the two different cabinets, and you can decide if the cabinet is panned or in the middle, left, right. That means, okay, I can show what is the difference, because any cabinet, it's like that you do in the real world. In the real world, many times in the studio, you use different microphone, because also the microphone has its characteristics. Many times you use the SM57 for the high-end frequency, and use, for example, a ribbon microphone like the Royer 121 for the lower end of the sound. So you have the possibility to do the same here, combining two different impulse response. For example, here one is made with the RNR, it is a ribbon microphone, and the 57 is the SM67 microphone. I show you what is the difference if I select one or both. For example, if I select only I mute, if I click here, I mute this cabinet, and so you can hear only the cabinet with the mic'd with the SM57. I mute the 57 and I only use the ribbon. It is a very huge difference, but I can combine the same so different microphone to achieve a perfect sound. So the mix of the high end and the low end. What is nice is also to pan that different cabinet to give also let's say an expanded sound. Amazing. It is amazing, guys. Gianmarco, thanks so much. How about a way to carry the FM3 on the gig? Good question, Gianmarco. I use a case that I got from the past for the X8. I hope that G66 will take care about the case for the FM3 and FX6. I push a lot to have this. Ok, I have a question. Ciao Marco, un consiglio opportuno scaricare nell'FM3 tutti i 400 factory preset, poi aggiungere altri modificari? The question is if about the factory preset. Usually you have when you have a bank up to 300, if I remember well, 381. This is the bank of the factory preset. From the 381 to the end is 511. It is a free memory that you can save your preset. So I think it is enough. Otherwise, you can, of course, delete your factory preset. As I mentioned in the beginning of this session, you can recover the initial factory preset any way you want, because they are available on the G66 website. Stefano Fiore, better PDF or analog XLR into the sound card? Though depends of the analog sound card. Now I'm using the analog sound cards. I don't use the SPDF. Also because SPDF that means that you have to use the clock, the fixed clock frequency. For example, the 48 kilohertz clock, and for the streaming is not easy to handle. So I prefer to connect with a good sound card. Not use a cheap one, but if you use the good sound card, there is not so big difference. And sometimes the influence of some very good audio card is better. It's like to put the signal into the preamp, the tube preamp. Sometimes the sound get more become more rich is better than go directly to the standard the digital sound. Okay, let me check if there are other questions. New message. Scarlett, yes, I'm using a Scarlett Octopre, but it is an expansion of my main audio card, is an Apogee Element 46. Okay, let's come back again here. What can I show you? Some very important hints I wanted to give you. Let's check the preset with the cabinets. This is really important. For example, let's come back to let's come back to my preset Plexi 50 and try to change the cabinets. This is an example for as like them before. This is the mix of the Brit 70 Greenback 313 cabinet with a different one. The combination is very good because you can change a lot. Typically in the real world, we take care a lot of the amp, but not so much of the cabinet. In the digital world, you discover that the cabinet influence the sounds tremendously, and this is really important. How to do this? You can check the sound by changing the channel and change the 1000 inputs response you have available on the FM3 unit, and this is a very rich value you can find in the unit. How to do this? For example, starting from this preset. Let's okay. Let the channel be as it is and select a new one. There is another cabinet, for example. You like this more? I don't know. But you can feel the difference of the sounds. It's tremendous difference. Even if the amp is the same, only changing the cabinets, the sound change dramatically. Let's select a new cabinet, starting from 0. If I go to the block and I can reset the block by pressing Control I, and you select to the block this channel to the factory default value. It is the Pig 57 cabinet. It's a 1x4 inch. It's a very small cabinet, a very small speaker. If you press the picker, you can select up to 2048 cabinets, a huge amount, but you can lose yourself into this jungle. How can select in a proper way the cabinets? So let's start, for example, for what cabinet you want. 4x12. So type 4x12 here, and you select only the 4x12 cabinet. Then you can select all the 4x12 cabinet. How can read the cabinets? You can read here, there is the typology of the cabinet, 4x12. So there is a tree monkey. It is the name of the owner of the cabinet. Then you have the name of the microphone, typically 57. It is SM57, and also there is a letter. Letter means different variations of the position of the microphone, because the microphone could be put in the center of the speaker, or on the cap edge, or in the middle, or in the border, and so on. And the sound change dramatically. To do this, you can select, I remember you to pin these windows, otherwise it closes anytime. For example, I go to this selection. It is AX cabinet, GB, it's easy to understand, greenback cabinet with 57 microphone. Let's try this one, for example. That's nice. Let's check the B version. It is the same, but why there is a B? You can feel the difference. It's much more brighter. It's completely different. So you can understand here what is the difference to put the microphone in a different position. It's only the positions, or sometimes it is the speaker, because you have 4 speakers and any speaker sounds different. This is the reason that there are different letters. So you can understand what is the impact of the cabinets. It's absolutely different. You know, most of the time I don't change practically nothing on the amp. I only try to find the best cabinet to match with the original amp I want to create. This is my main secret to create my sounds. I start. I show very easily when if I wanted to create a new preset. Let's start from an empty one. I make an amp block. I make a cabinet, input block, output block. Okay, to connect directly, click on the output of the input block and tack on the input block, and automatically it's create a big line from the input to output. So now I have the plexi is the same because it's remember the last one, and this cabinet is the default number. Let's try to check. Is nothing. So again, let's pick the 4x12 cabinet. You can also mark the favorite cabinet with the different colors. This is quite easy. So go to the cabinet. You can assign a color, orange for example, and so you can filter your cabinet by color here. Only orange, only red, none. Okay, it's quite easy to find out. When you find your favorite cabinet, mark it with the color so you can find easily. So start. Let's put a reverb here, a reverb block. As you can see, I let the amp as it is, no any tweaking, nothing. It is in default configuration. If I wanted to change the sound, usually I go to the picker, I change the channel, and I select a different cabinet. This is what I usually do every time I wanted to create a new preset, new sounds. So this is absolutely bright. This is the different microphone. This is a Royer 121. So it's much more fat. That's it. Marco, thanks a lot. As usual, I finish watching tomorrow morning. Thank you very much, Marco. Good night. Franco G, from the quality point of view, as PDF output is better than analog because jump the idea. Yes, you are right, but from the quality, the quality in the guitar world is a strange world because the sounds of the guitar is not an hi-fi sound. So sometimes it's nice to put the output of the Fractal into the preamp, the Avalon preamp. So try to do this. The sounds become much warmer, for example. It's much rich of harmonics. Of course, it's not the original one. If you want to keep the original one, SPDF is a very good solution. But sometimes to find a different sound and to be more creative using the, for example, I am so confident with my audio interface that I like so much the preamp of my audio interface, and I like to enter into it. It gives his impact, and I know sometimes it could be an option, of course. Stefano Fiori, you stress a lot about the air and mic position. Why don't they introduce a microphone block between cabinet and out? Possibly it can simplify out our life, but it's not easy, Stefano. There is no way in this moment to create the microphone simulation, microphone position. There are some software that can do this. Maybe in the future, Fractal, why not? But now the technology of the impulse response is so nice that is very comfortable to use. I can say that you have to remember what you do in the real world. If you like the SM57 microphone, you reach the 6057. For example, I can select here 57. So I can select only the cabinet with the 57 mic. If I wanted to use the 1-to-1 Royer microphone, I can do this. I don't know if I can do 4x10. No, it's not. I don't know if it work with maybe. No, it's not the combination of two words. Okay. So typically I look into the cabinet that I am confident. So I like the SM57 combined with the Royer 121, and typically I find what I want. Francesco Lara, thanks for this great tutorial. I received FM3 weeks 3 weeks ago. I'm shocked, unbelievable. Okay, let me. Still shocking, unbelievable quality and unlimited possibility. I can do all I want with my sound. Great. Absolutely agree with Francesco. Ok. Mi sa che ci sono tanti italiani. A lot of Italian people here. Potrei continuare in italiano. But this is the English session. And so let's continue. So, but it is 1:45, so it's time. It's just a provocation, of course. It's 1:45, so I think it is a good idea to stop. If I have other question, I can wait. No problem. I can show you one of my preset. I have to share all the screen because otherwise you cannot see this one. I have to claim to restream to show me this menu. Last question. Can I ask for a philosophic question? If all models are copied inspired by the tube amp or similar, how can I know? Okay, let's share this question. Okay, this is better. Last question. Can I ask for if all models are copied inspired by a tube amp or similar, how can a new sound be crafted? Are the digital amps destined just to be copy sounds, or can they be seen inspiration possible? It's a silly question. Sorry for that. No, it's not a silly question. Absolutely. What I've shown you before? Let me show. As I told you, this is the, let's say, the real simulation. But I show you also that if you change the cabinet, the sounds change dramatically. But you can also go in deep to the amp and do what typically the expert engineer makes some modification. For example, David Friedman or Reinhold Bogner and other famous amplifier builder start from a typical circuit of Marshall or Fender, because the main amps are Marshall and Fender. So they started to modify, to make some modifications, some improvements. So you can do practically the same when you go into this menu, because you can change, for example, the preamp valve. Instead to use the ACC 83, you can use the 12X. This doesn't mean, because the Fractal modeler is made to simulate any circuit of the amp. So there is a simulation of the preamp, there is a simulation of the power amp, the power supply, the speaker, and so on. And if you make the physical model of any part of the amp, you can also modify it, like you manually modify the resistance or the condenser or any discrete components inside the valves. You can change, for example, from L34 to the KT884 or other different valves. You can do the same. So if I want to have this the plexi amp with the power tube, instead to use the 6550, I wanted to use the EL34, I can change it. Let's check what's happened. There is not so big a difference, but it is correct. Oh, there is a difference, but it's a very small difference. And also you have to touch the bias excursion, because it's different, depends on the valves. So you can do what you want. For example, if you go to the to the speaker output simulation, if you change the response of the cabinets, the sound change a lot. For example, this is the curve, the typical simulated curve of the Greenback speaker. But if I change to the Brit 800, it's different. If I select the rectifier cabinets, it's different. This is the sound of it's like I connect the amp to the reactive load, the resistive load. The sound is completely different. Marcus, Leo Maubuk, thanks for Marcus, very helpful. Thank you very much. You are welcome, Leo. Marcus, with the fast original models, they go beyond 16 amp, and with the modeling, you do not have to make the same compromise and trade-off is an analog circuit world. Yes, absolutely. I agree. Yes. If you want, you can use the original one that is. Let's say it is based on the original model, but of course to create your sound doesn't mean that you have to use the original one. You have so many possibilities, but in the real world, typically, okay, you can select an amp, but usually you have the drive, you have the boost, you have so many different, and also there is the microphone, and also there is the cabinet. Lot of people doesn't care the cabinet, but you can listen, you can hear the difference between different cabinet, and also with the same cabinet, different microphone and different position of the microphone. Typically, the guitar player doesn't take care about the microphone or the position of the microphone. Stefano, are you aware about my wife says you are my biggest cause of expenses this year? A lot of wives are angry with me, I'm sure, Stefano. My wife also. Okay, Eric Serinaz. Marco, thank you so much for this video. Very informative and inspiring as my new to the FM3 and Fractal product. Ciao from Las Vegas. Thank you very much, Eric Ser. I don't know what is your real name, Eric Ser in AZ. It's difficult to say. Okay, but you are absolutely welcome. Sorry for my English, it's not so good, but I hope that my hints are useful for you. If you want, you can follow me on my YouTube channel, or G66 channel, or my Facebook page, or my website. My website is this one. I can show you. Okay, marcofonton.it, or in the G66 EU website, and you can follow me also on my website. You can also find the link of the YouTube channel, the Facebook channel, and so on and so on and so on and so on and so on. Robert, thank you very much, Robert. Now it's much more better to say RXR in AZ. I don't know if the pronunciation is correct. Okay. Well, I can close the session to finish as I start with a song. Let me select I can show, for example, this layout is quite good, quite nice. It's layout where I use the parallel effect. I will create a new, if you want to create a new session to show how to connect the effects, to create this routing as really nice to achieve this sound. Okay, this is my preset. Okay. Thanks for the tips and great time watching. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Stefano. And thank you to all people that stay with me this evening. If you have any question, please put your questions below the videos, or you can contact me in my Facebook page, or also, okay, Facebook is okay, but below the video is for me is nice, because so I can answer you very easily. So thank you very much for your attention, and see you next time with this into this channel. Thank you very much from Marco Fanton. Ciao to everybody. Thank you to G66, and see you again. Ciao ciao.